Hi everybody, and as a cooking teacher I taught pizza from scratch for years, so I have a lot of things that I learned to teach the students and comments they had. So let's jump into the dough part, Pizza 101. Now this is just a little sample mini dough. This is how it looked, only it was a large pan with a lot of dough. I made it in the big food processor. And I've got the recipe below for you. And then when it's done, after it's risen for an hour, then you just punch it down. You'd need 2 hands with a larger dough, and then you can roll it out. But one thing I would say is you don't need a large mixer to mix it. In fact, my tip would be that if you are going to invest in your first mixer, I would get something like this, which these smaller mixers, check and be sure and get one that comes with the dough hooks, because that should work fine for you if you're just making dough occasionally, or you can knead it by hand. Now, another thing I would say is that you can use either regular yeast or rapid rise yeast, and make sure you check the yeast expiration date, that it's not expired a whole long time. And when you put the warm water in, I keep a little thermometer to test the water temperature between 105 and 115, which is about where it needs to be to generate the yeast to rise. Sprinkle it on the warm water, but the sugar just helps feed the yeast. And so after 5 minutes, it's going to show some bubbles, which means the yeast is alive, and then you're going to add the flour, and you can use regular flour. So you're just going to let it knead either in the mixer or by hand until it's just this beautiful texture. It's all come together, and then you're gonna, I put a little olive oil, teeny bit of olive oil in your pan. Of course, it'd be a big pan. Roll it around to keep it moist, and then just put some plastic wrap on top. And so what if it's a super cold situation, cold day? You could just turn the burner on, or your stove, just turn it on, turn it off. That would generate some heat at your stove area to give it some warmth to rise. So after an hour, then you can roll out your dough, which is back here. And what if you don't want to? This has been sitting here for a while. But what if you don't want to make dough? So a tip I have is that check with especially the Italian grocery stores in your area. Mine nearby carries pizza dough from New York City. Not that it's better than your pizza dough that you're going to make. It's just they do, and you could just buy it pre-made. So you're going to get the board out and roll it out, and you don't want to roll it too hard, but you want to roll it nice and thin. And this has been sitting for a while, so it's not going to be it's not as pliable as it was, but it was very pliable, so you could actually just stretch it out with your hand. And as my students said, no, I don't throw it against the wall or the ceiling. Now, here's another key tip, is what equipment do you need? So all those years of teaching, I experimented, and I used the pizza stone. And this is Get Real in the Kitchen with Deanna Olson, one take. Let's continue this important information on the next video. Live from Denver.